Hello, and welcome back to story time. Get in your comfy, cozy spot, and let's get started. Let's see. I might have to adjust again. But this is called Nighty-Night Campsite. How does that look? Can you all see it? Grandpa Ryan loved camping with his grandson Leo. Leo enjoyed spending time with his grandpa, but camping was not his idea of an exciting vacation. The sun is setting on Pearl Lake. Be sure to turn on the lights around camp. Okay, I think that's good. I love summer nights on the lake, said Grandpa Ryan. They remind me of the time I went treasure hunting with a mermaid. Leo raised an eyebrow. You did what? Grandpa Ryan smiled. I couldn't have been any older than you. A dazzling mermaid led me to a sunken treasure chest. The gold inside shimmered, just like the lights on the harbor. We carried it back to the surface through a spooky cave, past a giant squid and just outside the reach of a sea monster or two. But we were too clever for the likes of them. A mermaid? That's kid stuff, said Leo. Sure, kids who like treasure and deep sea adventure, Grandpa Ryan said. Come on, let's make camp. Grandpa Ryan and Leo were the last boat on the water. Don't forget to turn off the harbor lights. At the campsite, the fire crackled and popped in the moonlight. Nothing better than food cooked over an open fire, said Grandpa Ryan. It reminds me of an old friend of mine who lives just over that hill. Did I ever tell you about him? Leo shook his head. He's a dragon. Great fellow, said Grandpa Ryan. Leo laughed. A dragon? No way, Grandpa. Yes, indeed, said Grandpa Ryan. One night, he let me climb aboard his big, spiky back. We soared over Pearl Lake, swooped through the treetops, and hopscotched over the clouds. And when we landed, he helped me make the best s'mores I've ever had. I've never heard of a dragon making s'mores, said Leo. Of course they do, said Grandpa Ryan. Who do you think taught me to add the extra marshmallows? The s'mores are all done. Can you help put out the campsite? You ready? Did I do it? I hope I did it. It was time for Grandpa Ryan and Leo to get some rest. Grandpa Ryan tapped on the side of the camper. Swift and shiny, just like that spaceship. Don't tell me. You went on a spaceship too, said Leo. Sure did, said Grandpa Ryan. It crash landed here in the woods. I ran over to see what all the commotion was about, and what did I spy? Aliens? Said Leo. You bet, grandson. Some of the nicest aliens I've ever met. We worked together to repair their ship. Once we fixed it, we took it for a spin. We chased meteors, dodged asteroids, and played connect the dots with a sky full of stars. It was a good night, said Grandpa Ryan. And speaking of good night, it's past our bedtime. Grandpa Ryan and Leo got ready for bed. I hope you had a good time today, said Grandpa Ryan. I wasn't so sure about camping, said Leo, but it was a lot of fun. You make up the best stories. Stories? Why, the only thing I've made up today is this bed, Grandpa Ryan said, a twinkle in his eye. Leo chuckled and shook his head. Whatever you say, Grandpa. I'm just glad we got to spend the day together. Grandpa Ryan and Leo have had a full day. Time to turn off the lights in the camper. I can't tell if I did it. Oh, I did. Do you see the constellations? Okay, let me go back a page because I paused too long. Okay, here we go. Stories. Why, the only thing I've made up today is this bed, Grandpa Ryan said, a twinkle in his eye. Leo chuckled and shook his head. Whatever you say, Grandpa. I'm just glad we got to spend the day together. Me too. But now we'd better get some sleep, said Grandpa Ryan. Something tells me tomorrow's going to be a great day. Do you see everyone came out? Again, thank you for joining me for story time, and keep tuning in because I'm going to get some new books.